Yeah. Hey. Okay, gentlemen. Right, good afternoon, everyone. For those who don't know who I am, my name's Martin. I am the father of the bride, not going to be. Right, I've had a brilliant speech prepared, but I've been told to read this one instead. First, I'd like to thank Beth, the maid of honour, and Ryan, the best man, for... This microphone's a bit high, by the way. We're good tiptoes here. Yeah, Ryan, for looking after them and giving the best send-off they could under the current restrictions, and also a warm welcome to the groom's family. When I first saw Charlotte in a wedding dress, I was filled with so much pride and happiness about how beautiful she looked today. And Charlotte was the most beautiful bride I'd ever seen since I saw her mother 32 years ago. Anyway, myself and Nicola have been married for over 30 years now. And if I was to give any words of wisdom to Charlotte and Paul on how we believe a wonderful marriage could be, always have a laugh every day. Nod your head, Paul, when you're asked to. And agree, as the saying goes, happy wife, happy life. Yeah. Or something like that. Yeah. Charlotte's been a wonderful daughter to Nicola and me. And at this point of parting into another's keeping, we thank her for all the wonderful memories, laughter and joy and she's brought into our lives. I can honestly say that all the things I've done in my lifetime, being a father and caring for you, is by far my biggest achievement yet. I'd like to welcome Paul into the family. When I first met Paul, I noticed something straight away about him. No. No. It wasn't the fact that he was a bit taller than me, but how respectful and courteous he was. And so some star points awarded there, mate. We found Paul to be a well-mannered, caring and warm person, and is a credit to one person who has not yet been mentioned, but without whom Paul wouldn't be here. And that's Paul's mother, Gwen, who we already value as a friend. After we got to know Paul for a while, myself and Nicola were thinking about doing some home improvements. And it was decided, well, we'll get to it as soon as we can, but Paul must have overheard and misheard because one lazy Sunday afternoon, Paul decided to demolish our glass shower cubicle, which ended up with me taking him to A&E. But that's all I have to say about that, Paul. Yeah, with the scars, yes. I'm not saying anything else on that one. Charlotte and Paul, your life together is just starting, and it will take many turns along the way. You'll have your glory days and you'll have your sad days. However, if you have each other, you'll both have all you need. So we look forward to having Paul as part of our family and hope that the happy couple have a wonderful future together. Finally, I'd like you to all stand and raise a glass to toast the happy couple to a wonderful and bright, loving future together. Charlotte and Paul. Thank you very much.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone, all of our friends and family for being here tonight. It means so much to me and Charlotte and all the amazing gifts that you've given us. Got my first laugh. We're here a year later than planned, but it's worth the wait to finally be able to call Charlotte my wife. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're all here at this lovely reception of a time. As a result of the time, I got down on one knee and then two knees and popped the big question: Martin, will you pay for this wedding? It was the happiest day of my life. I want to thank Martin and Nikki for all the help they've given us towards this wedding. We couldn't have done it without you. And even before, you've always made me feel so welcome and feel like part of the family. So, yeah, yeah. You gone? Yeah. 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 You really have raised the perfect woman for me. I really wouldn't change her for the world. And I just want to say I'll always love and protect your daughter for the rest of my life. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Quick. Yeah. Steady on. Next, I'd like to thank my amazing mother for raising me and my sisters. I know it couldn't have been easy for you to raise us five, or for them, knowing that I was always the favourite. But you've always been there for me. You've always been a role model to me, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life. So, to my mum. Now, on to the bridesmaid. It's been really... All right, yeah, there you are. It's been really nice to get to know you during this time. It really has felt like you've been a sister to me. But, and thank you so much for all the help you've given to Charlotte and organising the hen do. I know how much of a great time she had because I saw the state of her when I picked her up in the morning. So thank you for everything you've done for her. I know we both really appreciate it. Now, on to the best man. On to my best man, Ryan. We've known each other for a long time. And when it's not been a stunt double for Ryland Clark, he's been one of my best mates for nearly 2 decades, which, depending on what he says in his speech, might be the end of our relationship. We've known each other since we were cherry knocking and playing with Pokemon cards, and that was just during the lockdown. But seriously, thank you so much for an amazing stag do that you organised. I know how difficult it must have been during the pandemic to arrange it all, so I really do appreciate you. To the bridesmaid and to the best man. Now, if we could get everyone to stand up and give a massive round of applause to my amazing wife. I'm sure you'll all agree she looks absolutely stunning tonight. And I don't know how I've been so lucky to find a person that has just as stupid a sense of humour as me. And to be honest, if you heard the things that she said in private, you'd think she'd need to be sectioned. But that's one of the many reasons why I love Charlotte. I've gone blind. Hold on. Yeah. As I've said before, she really is the perfect woman for me. Not just her looks, a sense of humour and how caring she is, but her amazing ability to sing any song on karaoke without knowing any words to any song ever written. Yeah, as everyone that was on the hen do will probably know by now. The last 6 years have been the best years of my life, and I'm just so lucky to finally be able to call you my wife. So, another toast to my amazing wife. I don't know why you're all still standing, by the way. Right. Right. I know you're probably getting sick of these speeches by now and just want to get another drink, but I can promise you it's about to get a lot worse. Up next is my best man, Ryan. He's not had a lot to do so far, but stand around and look good. And he's already let me down. Right. So I'm sure he's got a lot of nice words for it. So give it up for Ryan.
Keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times, right? So I've been told, settle down. So I've been told that the best man speech should only go on for as long as the groom can last in the bedroom for. So with that being said, have a good night, people. Thank you very much. Watching that beautiful ceremony earlier, it made me realize there comes a time in a person's life when you meet the one. You know what I'm saying? The person who completes you, true love. And for Paul, that moment was 20 years ago when he met me. With that being said, let me introduce myself. I'm Ryan, the best man. Yes, lads, he chose me, none of you. Pussy dance. I know, before anyone says anything, I'm not Ryan Clark. I'm not off the telly. I didn't cry on a cold shoulder on X Factor. And I definitely can't make you go wild in the aisles like on Supermarket Sweep. Right, and then let's start with Charlotte as ladies first. Don't get nervous, Charlotte. You don't need a number 2 again, do you? You don't need. What an honor it is for us here to see you looking so stunning on your special day, compared to what me and Paul have had to witness with you in the last year and a half in your lockdown loungewear. Talk about hashtag glow up. It's fair to say you definitely get your beauty and your cracking personality from Nikki, and dare I say, your height too. Let's face it, Martin can't even reach the knife and fork drawer, never mind the top cupboard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry at all, no. I'm not sorry. The first time I met Nikki and Martin was when we went for the initial suit fitting. The lady who worked there pulled me and Paul aside and told us Martin's suit and shoes would have to be especially ordered in. That's when me and Paul started to panic as it's getting so close to the wedding. However, the lady then went on to tell us not to worry because it can be shipped out first class in a jiffy bag. Charlotte, you truly are an amazing person with a wonderful family, and I know that Paul will be very well looked after and is a very, very lucky man. Now then, Paul. Get yourself strapped in, lad. Right. Like I said, I met Paul back in 2001 when he moved onto a street called Pingree Drive in Shelliston, which is just off Little Meadow Road. Hold on, I'm panicking now. For those who don't know, it's just off Little Meadow Road. Back in them days, you may have heard of the infamous gang, the Little Meadow Road Massive. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. It's hold tight, hold tight. Walk on. I know, you had the Cray twins, Peaky Blinders, and then us, the Little Meadow Road Massive. With Paul just moving on the block, he was either a new recruit or the enemy. To find out which one he was, we sent him through the toughest screening process imaginable. I walked up to him and said, "Hey, all." In which he replied, "All right, mate." And from that point onwards, he was not only in the gang, but then a founding member. Thinking of Paul growing up, like for most of us, brings back so many good memories, from hedge hopping in the rain to cherry knocking on doors and being chased by fully grown men. Being chased by fully grown men after getting him 3 times in one night. And with me being a chubby, fat, asthmatic child whose nickname was Chinese Egghead. Such a dream, honestly, beautiful, it's beautiful. Right, moving on to Paul's previous relations. There's not been too many encounters, surprisingly, with him being at the time a young, fit, tall, sprouting such beautiful blonde hair. However, the girl that springs to many of our minds now happens to look like a bricklayer and bats for the other team. You know who she is, Charlotte? Oh. The first time Charlotte came onto the scene, I'm sorry, Paul, I'm sorry. She did look like a bricklayer there, I'm sorry, she did. Oh, you've leveled up, don't worry. The first time Charlotte came onto the scene, I remember thinking after Paul introduced her, yeah, all right, she's nice. Very, very nice. What's that? What's the catch? I didn't know what the catch was. He's moved on from his usual tradesman type anyway, so. The moment I knew she was the one for Paul that I felt was when Sweden versus England in the 2018 World Cup, England had just won 2-0 and was leaving the sports bar, and we've had a lot of drinks. Charlotte was definitely on her way. She was shouting as we left, shots. That's all I can remember. I was telling Paul when I was going home that I had work the next day, but somehow Charlotte caught wind of this. Oh, my God. She came straight up to me and Paul and looked me up and down and went, "Ugh, you're going home?" Which I plucked up the courage to go, yeah, I'm going out, I've got work. She just run it off and said, "You absolute pussy." And then did some stumble jogging to walk about, probably to get some shots. Can you remember? Yeah, I remember that one as well. Thank you, yeah. Lastly, Gwen, you are truly what I would call an amazing woman. You should be so proud of yourself and Paul from not only him selflessly serving his country in the army, but also with him today marrying this beautiful lady. I have seen him over the years go from a beautiful man, beautiful man. I was so close, so close. I've seen him over the years go from a young boy into some man. Some man came from this boy somewhere. Talking to Paul about you the other day, it was clear to see that this is because of how you and all his sisters have raised him. That is why Charlotte has such an amazing man by her side, and I, a great true friend. With that all being said, it's roughly been about 6 or 7 minutes of pure magic, which is about right, isn't it, Paul? Now, let's all please raise a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Doney. Now, as the famous Frank Gallagher says, let's have a party!